Hey third graders, welcome back for your second lesson that deals with area and perimeter. This is kind of our last normal lesson that I teach you because your next lesson will be a what I need lesson, and then after that, next week we're doing a Jeopardy review game, so make sure you come back for that. So we're going to continue practicing with solving area and perimeter problems. I can use concepts of perimeter and area to solve real-world problems, so that'll be at the end of our lesson. I kind of flipped these. And then I can find the missing side length when I know the perimeter or the area of a rectangle. So we're going to practice with what we ended with in the last lesson. So for this one, it says find the missing side. So it gives us the perimeter, which is 14. So to review, remember your perimeter. So you have a rectangle. I really have one. If you have your perimeter is the length of the outside. It's the rim, right? If you're putting fence around your yard. The area is the number of square units that would fit inside of the rectangle or the box or the square or whatever shape, okay? So for this one, they gave us the perimeter. We need to find this missing side length. So if you also remember to find perimeter, you are just adding all four sides together to see how long it is all the way across. For area, you're just multiplying the length times the width, okay? So let's find the first one for perimeter. So for perimeter, we're doing length plus width, and that will give us our perimeter. And we're just going to do, the first step is just to fill in what you know. So I know the length is 5, and if I know if this side's 5, then I also know that the opposite side is 5 as well. So 5 plus the width, okay? And I don't know the width, oops. I'm going to put a question mark. I don't know my width, so I'm just going to put a question mark because I don't know those sides. And then I do know my perimeter. They told me that my perimeter is 14. Okay, and they didn't say centimeters or inches, so we'll just say the word units. Units is kind of a general term. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add these two sides together. 5 plus 5 is 10. So what it's saying is 10 plus this side will give me 14 units in all, okay? To first find out what this side and this side is, I'm going to get rid of the sides that I do know. I'm going to subtract them out of here so I don't have to deal with it anymore. So I have 14 and I'm going to subtract the 10. So if we subtract these two sides, then all we're left over is how long these two sides are. 14 minus 10 is 4. So what I'm saying is this side plus this side equals 4. Okay, so if this side plus this side equals 4, remember also that in a rectangle, the opposite sides are always the same length. So this and this have to be the exact same number. So what number can I add twice to get 4? 2, right? I couldn't have picked 3 and 1. Even though 3 plus 1 is 4, both numbers or both sides have to be the same length. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. So I'm saying that this side is 2. And if this side's 2, then this means this side also has to be 2. I can check my answer by adding all four sides together. So 5 plus 2 plus 2, and I should get 14 if I did my answers right. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 2 more is 12. Plus 2 more is 14, so I did it right. Now, the one thing I really want to make sure that you guys, a mistake that you're not making is just saying that this side is 4 because you subtracted 14 minus 10 and you got 4. If you were to say this side was 4 and this side was 4 instead of doing the right way with 2 and 2, when you checked your answer, you would see that you got your number too big. So 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 4 more is 18, and that's too big, right? They said the perimeter was 14. So that's how you can check your work to make sure you got it right. Let's do another one. Find the missing side length. So if it gives me the perimeter, I know that perimeter is length plus width equals the perimeter. And so I'm just going to fill in what I know. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own and see if you can get the answer, and then push play when you're ready to find out the real answer. Okay, so let's try it. We're going to fill in what we know. 7 plus the width I don't know, plus the other side of width I don't know, equals 20. They gave me 20 as their perimeter. Okay? So I'm going to add these ones first. 7, because I know this side is 7 because it's the opposite side. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus something equals 20. Okay? I'm going to subtract that 14 so that all I have left are these two sides. So 20 minus 14, can't take 0 minus 4, so I'm going to borrow 10 ones. 10 minus 4 is 6. 1 minus 1 is nothing, so 6 is what's left over. So this side plus this side is 6. I'm not saying that just this side alone is 6. That number will be too big. I have to split it now. This side plus this side equals 6. I get hiccups. Okay, so what number can I add twice, same exact number, to get 6? Or you could also ask yourself, 6 divided by 2 or divided in half would give me what number? 3, right? 3 plus 3 will give us 6. So this side is 6. And again, to check my answer, I'm going to add all 4 sides together. So 7 plus 7 plus 3. And if I know this side's 3, then I know that this side is 3. Should give me 20. 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 3, 14, 15, 16, 17. And 17 plus 3 is 18, 19, 20. So my answer is correct. I got 20, so I know that this side length is 3. All right, let's try a couple with area. Now, area I think are a little bit easier because it doesn't take so long. Remember, with area, your equation is length times width. We do multiplication for area. So let's just fill in what do we know. The length is 10, and the width is we don't know yet. And that will give us our area. 10 times something equals the area. Well, 10 times what? Or I could flip this too. Oops, I know my area is 40. So I'm going to write 40 here because it tells me it's 40. 10 times something equals 40. Okay, I can flip this one and rewrite it to say that 40, or the area divided by one side, will give me the other side. Okay, 40 divided by 10 is 4, right? Remember with our tricks with 10, when we multiply by 10, all we're doing is adding a 0. So what did we add just a 0 to? We added a 0 to 4. So the length of this side is 4 centimeters. And I don't put 4 centimeters squared here because it's just the length of the side. It's not saying how many squares are in here because that's what we already found with the area. We were finding how long is this side. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 centimeters. All right, and you can always check your answer by just plugging your number back in. If area is length times width, I could do my length times my width, and I should get 40. 10 times 4 is 40, so I got it. All right, let's do another one. Find the missing side. So it gave me the area. I know that because it's squared and because it's on the inside of the square. It didn't say perimeter. It said it has the area on the inside. And area is length times width. So my length is 9 times my width, I don't know, equals the area, which is 27. Okay, length times width equals 27. So you can ask yourself, 9 times what will give me 27? Or I could flip this and I could say 27, or the area, divided by one side will give me the other side. You can use your 9s trick. You could build 27 on your fingers and see which finger you put down, or hopefully you've been practicing your math facts enough that you remember that 9 times 3 equals 27. Okay, so this missing side length is 3. I can check my work by just plugging it in and doing the equation. Length times width equals 27. And is that true? Yes. So my answer is 3. All right, here's your brain break. I put these emojis up here, and I want you to try to reenact each one of these emojis with your face, okay? So your parents might be looking over at the computer and see you making all these crazy faces and think you're crazy, but this is your brain break. And then if you need to pause the video and get a snack or get a drink or stretch or anything like that, make sure you do it, and then we'll have a really short second part. I'm trying to make this video extra short for our second to last week of school. So pause the video, go ahead and do those faces, and then come back when you're ready. All right, for these problems, what we're going to do is you're going to have a word problem. We're going to decide if it's asking for us to find the perimeter, the area, or the side length, and then we're going to go ahead and find the answer, okay? So for this first one, a garden has the shape of a hexagon. Okay, if we remember, a hexagon is a 6-sided shape. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw one here. 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? A hexagon. Each side of the garden is 5 feet long. How much fence is needed to go around the garden? So I want you to ask yourself, am I finding the perimeter? Am I finding the area, or am I finding one of the missing side lengths? I'm finding the perimeter because it says how much fence is needed to go around it. Remember, perimeter is the rim. So I'm going to go ahead and circle it. And you actually will have this in your assignment too, these questions like this. What you'll do is you'll click on, there's a little toolbar at the top that shows like shapes, or you can click on insert drawing, I think is what it's called, or insert shape, and you'll just put a shape around it. Oh, actually, I take that back. I drew shapes for you. You just have to take the shape from the side and drag it over your answer. So on the left-hand side, you'll see in your presentation, and you just have to pull the oval over and over your answer. Okay, sorry, I forgot that I did that. All right, so we're actually finding the perimeter because of how much fence goes around. If this is 5, then what side length is this? 5, because it says each side is 5. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And when we're doing perimeter, we're just adding all the sides together. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now for this one, I'm just going to put 30 feet. I don't put 30 feet squared because I'm not counting how many squares are on the inside. I'm counting the length all the way around to put this fence all the way around the fence. Okay? The next one, the length of a water slide is 9 yards. So I'm going to draw my little water slide. The length is 9 yards. The slide is 2 yards wide. How much of the surface of the slide must be covered with water? So I want you to think, are we finding the perimeter? Are we finding the area? Or are we finding one of the missing side lengths? We're finding the area, right? Because we're wanting to find out the surface, or what goes inside, right, of the slide. So how much of the surface of the slide must be covered with water? To find the area, remember, I do length times width. So I'm just going to take 9 times 2. 9 times 2 is 18. And if you couldn't remember that one, you could do your 9s trick. For this one, since I'm doing area, I do have to do yards, which I can shorten to this, yards squared, because I am counting how many little squares are on the inside because I did area. Last one. Mr. Schmidt is installing 32 cubbies in the hallway. Okay, so he's got 32 little boxes like this. Okay, he puts 8 cubbies in each row, so I'm going to draw 8 in each row, and they're not going to be perfect, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many rows of cubbies can he make if he has 32? So ask yourself, am I finding the perimeter? Am I finding the area, or am I finding the missing side length? For this one, you're finding the side length. I know that it's going to go 8 across. This is how he's setting up his cubbies, but I don't know how many rows he's going to make going down. He has 32 to do, so he has 8. If I draw 8 more, how many do I have? 16, right? And then if I draw another 8, how many do I have? 24, and then I got to keep going till I get to 32. If I do 24 plus another 8, how many do I have? 32. So he actually is going to do 4 cubbies going down. He has 8 across. We know that there's 32 squares in all, 32 little cubbies, and there's 4 going down. So for this one, it's 4 rows. Now it's not rows squared because we already know how many squares there are. There's 32 cubbies or 32 squares on the inside. We're just finding the length or the number of rows that are going down, so 4 rows. All right, so in this lesson, you could use concepts of perimeter and area to solve real-world problems. So we did just a couple examples. I'll have you do some more in your homework. But then you can also find the missing side length when you know the perimeter or the area of a rectangle. Let me know if you're still having problems with this or anything like that, and I'm here to help you. I just wanted to start making my videos just a little bit shorter so that they're more engaging and easier for you to follow. Have a good rest of your day.